there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. We're off to find the Farron mutt. Oh, last time was crazy with the truck hijacking and then the lovely love story. Oh, it was destiny. Like, gosh darn it, that love story was so unexpected. But, you know, I actually was kind of into it. That was actually hilarious. Like, good for them finding happiness. I hope we get to see the wedding. But for now, we shall find the Farron mutt. So time to go to hammer down. What are we hammering down? Time to find out. Normally, we don't get closure right when something happens. Just like when Mom and Aunt Gemma had that argument in the middle of the night. Such a noisy one it woke the neighbors. They were arguing about the same old, how should the factory go about starting up the wheat grinder and the rice miller without disturb the workers' rest. Just like those young Baily businessmen who helped the farmers and factory workers build a coalition during the cage incident. Even though they made an effort to break free of the grasp of the Counts and the Victorian Chamber of Commerce, how many of them were just in it for the business? How many of them actually cared about the future of Billetonians? Ooh, hello. Also, just like that one trip with the doctor and Amiya, maybe some questions will always have some sort of closure. Whee! Don't know where you're gonna go yet? Wasn't heading back to the nomadic platform to search for traces of your childhood just the first stop along the journey? Like, what happened to the second stop and third stop and so on? I filled a tank of gas and even prepped a portable stove and a tent. Besides, the Rambilliton Miners' Cup is in the group stage right now. If we head straight south, we might make it in time for the cross-country Bird and Beast race to cross Big Hammer Mine. Or maybe we could go for some Rambilliton's local specialties. I've committed a lot of fantastic eateries to memory over the last few years, especially the ones that opened up inside hollowed-out mining tunnels. I want some local specialties. Ooh, hello. In any case, Kelsey said that you guys don't have any work coming up for the next little while. So why not put the whole Victoria thing on the back burner for now? There's no need to be so pushy, Savage. It's not that I'm too worried about what's over the horizon to enjoy the trip or anything. What I mean is, I think I might prefer how we used to do things before. Just like wandering around without any particular goal in mind. Well, that might not be entirely accurate either. I'm sure the doctor had some idea of what we were going. I did? I had an idea where we're going? I thought we were just gonna go for the good food. Because as far as I can remember, it seems like new things are happening every day. And there are always different sights to see. If we were here to casually tour through Rambilliton's barren lands, we'd probably just be seeing a whole lot of sand mines and orogenium clusters. Well, about that. I think that's more so you're having a streak of bad luck and getting yourselves into trouble the whole way here. At least Amiya's more than capable of holding her own now, and I'm not the same empty-headed, hot-blooded newbie I was before. Even if we run into a scrap, I'm sure we can resolve it without too much hassle. Ouch! Sorry about that, Doctor. Doctor, are you alright? Did you bump your head? I'm fine. My head's still intact. Savage, what happened? Why'd you suddenly slam on the brakes? Take a look over there. See the transport vehicle over there, coughing up smoke? Uh-oh. Well, she did say that we have bad luck during our travels, so I'm not sure how this vacation's gonna end up going. My hopes aren't that high regarding a relaxing trip. Anyway, hello. Jacker, go get some bottled tree water. The more the better. Right. Bring a tarp over here and help me hold her up. Alright. Then grab some tape and tie her to the condensate pipe. Then dip her feet in cold water and give her a good soak. Okay, but why? Call it a trade secret. Doesn't matter if it's a fever or burn. This is the fastest way to cool down. Medicine's fine and all, but you sometimes need to tackle the external problem head-on, and this is the way you do it. Nons. Don't worry. There's nothing to be scared of. I've got meds. I figured something like this would happen sooner or later. Hurry up and drink, Warmy. She's burning up. She has a strain to swallow the meds, so it's not as bad as it could be. The fever should be going down soon. Yeah, I know it can't be that serious. Trust me. Alright, I believe you. But I don't think what she has is a fever. I know. It's her arts. She used them to fiddle with the temperature of the power plant again, without my permission. Should have dawned on me a lot earlier when I realized how smooth the ride was and how much power we had driving on these roads. I don't know how many times I told her not to go around casting with her bare hands, but she can't just get it drilled into her head. She's always eager to prove her own worth. Silly girl. What a darn fool. I knew from the moment she got in the truck that she was dumb and stubborn. Damn dipstick. We can always find a doctor. We're not that far from a platform. You're not getting anything from those docs that I can't already do. Trust me, we'll be fine. I'll get us through this. If you say so. Oh, it's turning red. What's going on? Alana, the power cabin's getting hotter and hotter. Yeah, can't tell since my back's still dripping cold sweat. Ugh, she's burning up. How is she this hot? I've got another folk remedy. Can you go catch some originium slugs? What kind of folk remedy is this? What are you gonna do with the originium slugs? I'm so curious. Alana, there's a bell. Someone wants a board. Gah! Go chase them off, Jacker. No, you should go. It'll be bad if her arts got out of control. She'll hurt herself and others too. What are you trying to say? No way. No way it could come to that. Not a chance. She's my own adopted daughter. You just wait, Ray. I'll take care of this whole mess. Aw. I like how she refers to her as her daughter. That's cute. I'll be right back. If an infected gets sick, or if their arts start going out of control, it should be another infected to deal with that. That way, even if they disintegrate, it at least won't cause new victims. That's standard protocol on the job. Nah, she'll be fine. She ain't gonna disintegrate. No. Get out. Wait a sec. I'm the driver for that vehicle over there. I've got tools. Do you need any help? Ha. Help? Ha. With what? I'm doing just fine over here. We're just taking a little break over here, so if you want to help, buggering off would do us just fine. Huh? But your ooze over there is giving off white smoke. Doesn't look to be in great shape. That's just how it is. I'm the one driving it. Think you know better? Think you know her better than me? Sorry, I'd still like to get in and have a look around. I don't have time to give you a ride. Last warning, go away or I'll make you go away. You're shaking. Who, me? Don't kid yourself. Though, that gear you're wearing... You're a troublemaker who's done something bad, aren't you? And you're Merc out on the hunt for infected people, yeah? It's all a misunderstanding. An explosion? From inside the bus? Struth, I told you to bugger off. I don't have time for you. Hey, wait. What's going on with that truck? Its body is damaged in several areas, and the front's rather deformed. The smoke should be coming from the condensate pipe, not properly dispersing the heat. And then there's that driver. Wow, Savage knows a lot about trucks. She seems to be worse for wear than the bus itself. Please help the baby. Poor Grey Ears. The engine has long since stalled, but the sound of water flowing through the condensate pipe can still be heard from the power cabin. The temperature inside the cabin is unusually high, but the drenched pot lid continues to shiver. Alana said this was supposed to help. Just a bit longer, then. As her words trail off, Potlid's lips quiver slightly as if sleep-talking. Ray thinks for a moment, then holds the girl's scorching hot hand. Though the hand subconsciously tries to shrink away, it has no strength to do so. Burning hot. It's alright. Now I'll be able to see how badly your arts are going out of control. This isn't any miraculous technique or anything, but I can at least reduce the danger a bit. Some people are finding sticking their head in the stand. Some coop themselves up in abandoned mine shafts and wait for the whole thing to get blown up and sealed off. And others try to run far, far away into the barrens. Sure, people get sick. Just like old parts get rusty. Bound to happen. As long as you handle it properly, it won't affect anyone else, and it won't turn into a big deal. No, I don't want this. Ray! Easy there, gray ears. Your body temperature's still high. A long time ago, everyone in my family, the whole family, they were all infected. Right. All of them knew how to put their noses to the grindstone. They built their own homes and lived simple but fulfilling lives. I was happy too. I could make a big pot of soup and share with everyone. They'd eat yummy food, and then they'd get better. After they got better, they wouldn't need to come back anymore. Easy now, gray ears. If your temperature gets any higher... A few sparks crackle through the air. I can't hold you anymore. I know what I'm doing, gray ears. Some people don't know how to control their own strength, and end up hurting people or even killing them by accident. But that's not me. I'm going to knock you out. You'll just be sore for a few days. I'm letting go now. If I eat more, and grow up more, and my sickness gets better, Dad will also come back. Why? Were those people in the road looking for infected? Why do I have to hurt Lance just because I've been infected? Aw, poor Bebe. The rawness of the blisters on her hand forced Ray to pause. Ray, is it bad to be an infected? Well, gray ears, you must be hurting. I can feel it. There are times when neuropathy flares up and I can't sleep, I know. But when I remember the ray of light shining through, I can relax and finally close my eyes in peace. Fernmut. Calm, gray ears. Calm down. I will find it. Potlid. Potlid! How's she doing? This blood. Alana, Gray ears is fine, but stay back. Her heat's gone down a little. She's already caused a small explosion. Alana, these damaged internal components and broken pipes, are they a big deal? The pipe is whatever, but the medicine doesn't seem to be working. See? I said you needed help. Huh? The saw, wrenches, duct tape, and this girl. I've seen her before. Why do you tie this little girl up? What are you doing to her? What am I doing? What am I even capable of doing? Alana, I'm not an idiot. You think I don't know these tricks don't work? You think I haven't seen an old friend getting heat stroke in the workshop, then being tortured with these crude methods to the point that he never came to work again? Rusty wrench, managed to survive, couldn't talk anymore, but he could still work. Old Bobby said it saved his life. But you think I don't know they're the exception that proves the rule? You really think I don't know neuropathy is an incurable disease? But this dumb kid doesn't know that. She thinks that she can be cured. What else can I do but play along? I believe in the little medicine I can get my hands on, and whatever folk remedies reach my ears. I just can't watch another one die in front of me while I watch helplessly. Greetings, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. I am a doctor. Please trust me. Oof. Which one would I like to avoid more when it comes to those two conditions? Fire. Just because it's so hot here, I'm already suffering, but I haven't experienced cold, so maybe I would hate cold more, but since I haven't experienced it yet, cold I think I prefer. Just because I have experienced, like, heat waves and actual, like, fire. Like, fire. And fire ain't fun, unfortunately. Unless you're roasting marshmallows, that's the only time it's fun. Otherwise, it just hurts. Mind if we take a look at the girl? Sleep peacefully now. You don't have to burn yourself anymore. I'm sorry for using my arts on you. May you be free from the pain and suffering of neuropathy in your dreams. Her subconscious casting has already stopped. Good work, Amiya. I could feel it. She is a deeply wounded girl. Is there anything else I can help with, Doctor? We're good for now. A simple injection should take care of things. I'm done with my arts too. Go ahead and let the others in. Is she really going to be okay? Mm-hmm. Her subconscious casting has stopped, and the activation process of the origin crystals in her body has also been halted. But the fever symptoms haven't been completely relieved yet, and we'll have to continue monitoring her for a while. I've been driving this truck around for who knows how long. Never thought I'd run into a doctor in a place like this. All I can say is, thank you. You're welcome. Treating the infected has always been Rhodes Island's duty. That said, I'm not a doctor, and the doctor is, well, not that kind of doctor. Just to be sure, we should get to the Rhodes Island branch office ASAP, where we'd have real diagnostic and treatment equipment to properly examine this patient. Rhodes Island? Ooh, hello. That reminds me. The girl gave me a card saying that some lady told her to give it to her family. Oh, I'm that lady. The girlie was clearly infected. I figured her family ought to understand. Huh, found it. This is the one. The symbol of the excavator drill pointed straight at the sky. The what? Ain't easy doing business around Rim Billiton these days. Competition's too fierce, so I figured it wouldn't be a bad idea to go tucking instead. But your company offers some serious benefits. It's absolutely wild that you'd have such an advanced medical department in a construction firm. If only the Baily companies could learn from you guys. Alana, I think there's been a little misunderstanding, but I do agree with you. If all of Rim Billiton's companies committed to raising awareness about neuropathy prevention, our young patient here might not be in such serious condition right now. And we should really put what we do at Rhodes Island front and center on our business cards. After all, the infected rarely have proper access to medical services. In any case, we'll have a proper medical team dedicated to Wormy's treatment at the branch office. If it's not too much trouble for you, I'd like you to drive for the nearest nomadic city. Sure. Wait, hold on. There's a bit of a special situation with the truck. Once we go back, we might not be able to leave again. Plus, I have an agreement with someone else. Ooh, an agreement, huh? Ooh, hello. Welcome. Special situation? Oh, that reminds me, you're supposed to be a transport, right? But if you keep going in that direction, the only thing waiting for you is an uninhabited wasteland that's prone to catastrophes. Wait, don't tell me. You're planning to go plant bottle trees there? No, we're going to search for the Farinmut. Farinmut? Please, don't leave Wormy behind. Don't worry, nobody's leaving you behind. We're just having a little discussion. Potlid? You're awake? How's your head? Are you dizzy? Are you still running hot? Lance, you look so upset. Did something happen? I think I just had a long and tiring dream. At the very end of the dream, I think I even saw the Farinmut. Ray asked me to take a good, long look at the giant shadow. I looked and looked as hard as I could, but I couldn't quite make it out. Lance, can I go with you to find the Farinmut? I feel like we should take her along. Assuming she's well enough? Here, try this. This is all we have now. It's hardly enough to express our thanks. Not only did you save Potlid, but you're even willing to travel with us to make sure she's okay. No worries, Alana. We had no particular destination in mind to begin with. Also, the doctor's intrigued by the Farinmut you mentioned. Yes, I am. I'm just like, yo, another Farinmut? Can I invite them to Rhodes Island? Might as well. I'll extend an olive branch. It's done, Alana. I pulled into the transport bay. The rest of the journey's up to you. Huh, no problem there. But there's one thing I still don't understand. What exactly is this Farinmut you're searching for? It's a type of, this massive... All you need to know is it's some sort of mythical creature. I've heard there are incredible explorers out there planning to turn these legends into documented columns. As for this beast, it flies for months at a time over the wind-swept dunes of Rimbilliton, flying over the highest peaks to spew flames at the sun. It appears in the mist of nightfall with a luster more brilliant than the moon's. We set out this time to look for some more useful clues. Isn't that right, Ray? You talking about the lady with the crossbow over there who's hardly said a word this entire time? Forget it, she can enjoy the cold wind by her lonesome. In any case, that's how mighty a Fernwood is. That legend sounds all over the place. Don't think I've heard anything of the sort before. I've heard of it. A massive foul beast devours the clouds in the sky. Before it can finish eating the last cloud, right before the sky falls, the people on its back all jump onto the boundless sea of stars. A long time ago, the doctor used to tell me bedtime stories like that. I did? Sorry, I don't remember that. I did? What kind of stories did I tell you? Can you tell me the stories I told you? Well, of course. You put in different words, but I have a vague memory. Your tone at the time, it really made me want to believe the stories are real. I'm happy that Warmy's safe. Just because, you know, how Arknights is, it can be super duper depressing. But it's only midway through the story, so she's fine for now. Never would have guessed it. But looks like our friend here has quite a vivid imagination underneath that hood. But we're not after fairy stories here. We're looking for the real deal. The freshly stewed, piping hot sweet potato soup is ready. Woo! This is the good stuff. Hurry up and dig it, everyone. Appreciate Warmy. Don't mention it. There's also veggies cooking in the pot. Wait a minute. This flavor. Why does it have a hint of originium slug? Oh! Delicious! Ah, originium slug! Yum, you shouldn't have! Nom nom nom! Well, I did add a bit of slug slime. I tried it before and the flavor's not too bad. It's soft and chewy, doesn't stick to your teeth, and it shouldn't be poisonous at all. Wow, I think you're onto something. By the way, Alana, the food you served up before was pretty good. I didn't expect you to be such a cook. Is it really so surprising? Do I look to you like a woman who doesn't know her way around the kitchen? The factory workers were always tripping over each other to get at my food. Though, my real specialties are way more flavorful. Don't care at all for this light time consuming stuff. Everything you just ate now, from the beet soup to the originium slime sweet potato stew, was all prepared by Potlet here. I just served it. Originium slug slime sweet potato stew. Honestly, yeah, I would eat it. Doesn't sound too bad. I eat slimy foods. I like natto, I like okra, I like eating takowasa. Those are all slimy stuff. So why not this? I bet it's delicious too. Heck, I'll even eat raw eggs, and raw eggs are pretty slimy, not gonna lie. But they taste good. It's Warmy's work. I know she's getting better and all, but are you sure it's wise to let her do all that by herself? Let her rest up, and I'll handle the rest. Calm down. Don't go bugging her over it. She can handle it. If anything, I think she'd be sad if she felt like there was nothing she could do. She's always been like that, wanting to prove that she's all grown up and capable. Which is how she ended up in this condition. Oh right, Alana. Yes? Has Warmy been through something? Even though she's always smiling and full of energy, I feel a deep sorrow coming from her. Her inner feelings seem at complete odds with her smile. Kids like that. Kids like to act strong and tough. That's all there is to it. But normal kids don't cling to it that way. But normal kids don't cling to it in that way. It's because of what her father said to her before he left home. I want you to grow up happily, just as you are now. The day before he left, it was her birthday. Wow, happy birthday, thanks, Dad. Nasty business, right? Children tend to take things like birthdays and birthday wishes awfully seriously. Then where's her dad now? Who knows? All I know is, this girl relies on me because every time her father left home for work, it was in this vehicle. Minors are the most common types you'll see aboard, with courtesses a close second. And her father happened to be both. Like hell I'd be able to pick up him out of the crowd. Though, did I ever mention to you that this old girl's about to go out of commission? Because several of the mines I used to stop at got shut down. The last one was due to deep depletion. All the rocks that got dug up were totally worthless. And then 2 years ago, a mining accident claimed another. Oof. No, they gotta mention the slug part first. That's the fun part. And let's see. Ooh, food's on the stove. Okay, thank you. I shall eat dinner after this. Yay, food! I get some sustenance on the stove waiting for me. Excited about that. But yeah, knowing it's slug makes it, like, more fun, honestly. I have problems. I like knowing what it is. Just like, hey, Misaki, you want some sweet bread? Oh, what's this sweet bread? It looks like meat. I think the sweet bread was like organs or something like that. And I'm like, okay, let me try a bite. And then I'm like, I actually didn't care for it, sadly, which was surprising because I thought I would love it, but no. No. And so it was over the last 2 years when this kid hopped around on board, saying that if she didn't keep the brightest smile on her face, her father wouldn't recognize her. Alright, I'm gonna go give her some motivation and a helping hand. She's probably a bit too fired up right now and wants to make a miner's family dinner on that little originium slope you guys brought over. You're pretty nice people too. It's been a long time since she's cooked for anyone else. Though I hope that what you said when you sat down at the table was true, that you won't end up getting sick breaking bread with infected. Or at least you're like me, you know? Good things happen to good people and all, so that makes it perfectly fine to live with the infected. I've never seen haggis before, or like in real life anyways, but I heard of it. I would try it. Like, why not? Heck, yeah, I would try it. Like, I like other stuff, like I'll eat liver, I like tripe. I really love tripe. I've eaten chicken feet. Weird foods are fun. I feel like it's a good way to assert dominance. Especially since it's usually me, my dad, and my uncle eating the weird stuff while the others just stare at us like, the fudge are you doing? And I'm like, yes, this is me and my old man palate. Sup, uncle, sup, dad, let's go eat the weird stuff. Nom 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 nom. Yummy. And for the next schedule I'd be doing chapter 13. Maybe I gotta see what I'm gonna do next week. I know for Monday it's gonna be that second Tales from the Borderlands game. Friday's gonna be Baldur's Gate. Thursday I wanna do I think that's when the summer event for FGO starts. I need Lady Avalon. She is my love. So of course I gotta go for her. And then for the other days, I'm debating. I know Saturday I can't stream though, since my family does... Okay, I was gonna say community service, but no, for me technically it's community service, but fundraising stuff every so often, like once a year, they help out with that kind of stuff. And I did not realize this was the time of the year already. I'm like, oh, my bad, I'm working on Friday, so I can't help on Friday, but for Saturday I'll work. I'll pretty much be doing stuff all day to make up for not helping on Friday, as one do. She didn't know she didn't know the danger she was putting herself in when she decided to keep Wormy around. Amiya, I'm here, doctor. Do you feel guilty about it? Do you think fate smiled on us? Yeah, do you think fate smiled on us? Oh, is it written all over my face or something? I was just thinking. I keep thinking, what would have happened had you have never pulled me from the wreckage of that vehicle? Walking along the streets of Rimbilliton, I always feel like those running and shouting cottage children are no different from me. Disasters aren't uncommon in Rimbilliton. The dangerous old ways of mining, the unusually frequent catastrophes. Heh. There were some Victorian businessmen who said this was no way for people to live. Oh, of course, I'm not trying to say that life in Rimbilliton is terrible or anything. Though the natural environment here may be harsh, our homes are always full of warmth. Rimbilton's large households often come together to jointly adopt children. But I'm just happier that I get to do something like this. Like being able to help Potlid. Like fighting to protect the infected. Like being able to help Potlid. Look at how precious she is. Also like being able to rescue you. And before that, the young goddess doesn't finish her words. You know there's something she's hiding from you. Amiya's expression is somewhat wistful, but there's no sign of regret or remorse. Now that I'm looking back, every year since I left home has been so terribly long. Everything seems to be speeding by around me before I can grow taller or change out of my childhood clothes. So I find myself wondering, when I think of my mom and dad, what should I say to them to give them an idea of what I've been through, so that they still recognize me? But coming back to Rimbilton, it finally dawned on me. The only thing I want to tell my parents is, I survived, because the doctor took my hand. Aww. You suddenly remember something. You remember the huge Rimbilton logo emblazoned on the laser minting module mounted atop the Rhodes Island landship. You remember seeing it before. You remember some of the materials that Rhodes Island has gradually been making available to you lately. Rhodes Island's predecessor, Babel, customized this Rimbilton's mining module that was attacked during the initial shipment. The mercenary team dispatched by Babel failed to stave off the attack, resulting in the deaths of many people in the transport team. You remember this thick black smoke slowly burning in the empty wilderness. ... Ooh! I wanna try that. Dang, chicken hearts sound pretty fun, actually. Yeah, I think I'd want that. Just to be like, I wanna be dramatic and pretend like I'm a vampire eating hearts. I know it's not gonna look like that since I'd probably have it like fried, of course. But still, just like pretending would be fun. Like, yes, delicious organs, yummy, yummy. For me, I would steal your heart and eat it. Nom, nom, nom. Vague, distant emotions float into your mind along with the hazy memories. Though it still doesn't feel like your own past, you cannot help it but to feel an infinite loneliness. What I wanted to search for was the vestiges of the journey that began here, as well as the traces of Rhodes Island being dug out from here and towed across the entirety of Rimbilton before setting sail for the far reaches of that continent. I was just thinking, if I never met Rhodes Island, if I never met Dr. Kelsey or Teresa, if I had never met the doctor, what a shame it all would have been. I'm happy I met you, Mia. Oh, so cute. Ooh. Oh, the adobo way. Oh, that's even better. Oh man, now I want chicken adobo. Chicken adobo with rice is so good. Phew, finally helped tidy up around here. But seriously, never would have expected Alana and Warmy to be living together inside the truck like this. Good thing I didn't charge in, waving my hammer around to try to rescue Warmy, or else this thing would have been a goner. Speaking of which, when was the last time I had a campfire dinner with this many people? Actually, this is a good idea. Now that I think about it, since I was gonna go on a road trip in October, might as well add a campfire dinner. You know, before I forget, I'm just gonna jot this down real quick, don't mind me. Because this is inspiring me. Okay, let's see. At one point during the trip, would y'all wanna have a campfire dinner, or maybe lunch? It doesn't matter what time of day, honestly. For the funsies? Depending where we're going. The game I'm currently playing just inspired that thought. Okay, I sent it. Has there ever been another time when I got to enjoy such a merry one with me and the doctor? A grunt? That's it? Does it not make your blood boil? Those bastards in suits want to plunder our minds. And since when did my friends become as snobbish as the Victorians? Sorry. I was just thinking about the stories in some old books. Don't look at us like that. The way you look at the stars in the sky. Even back then, I wasn't always happy every time. Eh? Me and the doctor, they're fast asleep? Must have had too much fun and gotten tired, huh? Seriously, it's not safe here. You'll catch a cold at this rate. Cute. Savage? Huh? Doctor, you're awake? You think I'm sleeping with my arms propped like that? If I could sleep like that, that'd be amazing, though I feel like I'd fall down at one point. It's pretty dark tonight, and I couldn't see your face clearly, and I don't think you can ever see my face clearly. Did I wake you? There are some beasts out there that never sleep. Some people are still awake. There are some beasts out there that never sleep, and I am one of those beasts. So you're looking out for Mia here, huh? Fair enough. The Baily Barons have always been dangerous, and the people you meet aren't always friendly. Which is why you have no idea how anxious I was when I first met you. You, a sickly foreigner, trekking through the wilderness with a little girl in tow. You were a goner. You weren't afraid because you didn't know a thing about Rimbilliton. I could write it off as a Mia trusting you regardless. But it wasn't until a lot later when I understood why she always slept so soundly next to you. You make me sound smart. You make me sound like I'm always on my toes. You make me sound smart. Well, yeah, you've got a good grasp of everything, and a lot of tools at your disposal. But there are other areas where you don't seem that smart, which became evident the more we traveled together. Like that one time you said, I know these berries are incredibly bitter, but then you took a big bite of them anyway before urging Amiya not to do the same. Do as I say, not as I do. Mind if I take a seat? Sit right next to me. It's just like it was. I wanted to tell you something along the way, but we ended up getting tangled up in another weird mess again. At least there wasn't any real danger. Were our travels like this back then too? Well, for me, the biggest difference was my attitude, I suppose. To be honest, I was a bit disappointed back then and wanted to go for a walk, a really long one. I heard about it from the other Rimbilliton operators. You would have been even more famous here. Well, yeah, it was because of that cage incident. But after everything was said and done, I followed you and Amiya on that trip, and to everyone else, it seemed like I'd ghosted them. By the time I returned, they'd mostly forgotten about the whole deal. Which is exactly what I wanted. At that time, I saw businessmen signing contracts to develop the mines for the people of Rimbilliton, but they turned around and threw us into cages, same way predators in the wild snatched their meals. But I'm even sadder about the ones who promised to protect our land together, swearing not to let the old dukes strip us of our dignity. Some people, as soon as they tasted wealth and status, turned out no different from the businessmen and robber barons. Humph! Just thinking about it makes me want to swing my hammer around and smash their glass houses to bits. Please calm down, Savage. Oh, I'm so sorry, Doctor. I didn't mean to scare you. It feels crazy to be telling this story again. In any case, I was absolutely furious at the time. I couldn't stand that feeling, like people were suddenly plucked out of their own skin, made to become completely different people. That look in their distant eyes didn't seem like the way you'd ever look at a friend. To sum it all up, I can't trust them anymore. And so I have trouble understanding certain others. Oh, the feel, Sir Savage. Might I by any chance know one such individual? Whoever those certain others are, I hope they can live up to your expectations. Oof. Oh, that's the cage incident. Oh. You and Amiya both gave me your answers. Amiya already told me that she's willing to go down that path and doesn't regret it at all. I can see how heavily that burden sits on her shoulders, but now, all I can do is try to help her carry some of that burden. As for you, Doctor... Ooh, hello, and thank you. This isn't right, Kelsey. What are you playing at here? What happens to Mia's body? And how could you leave a child as young as her to suffer this? Tell me, was this the doctor's decision? Is she nothing but a pawn to the doctor? I want you to swear to it. I couldn't shake the doubts that I had, but I also wanted to have faith in you. So I asked for a vow. You promised that after you took Amiya from Rimbilliton, that you'd do your best to treat her with kindness and let her grow up healthily and free. Yeah, I know. There's no use asking for answers from an amnesiac doctor. But how about you, Kelsey? Are you waiting too? Alright, two can play at that game. Time will tell all. The same goes for you, Doctor. If there's anything you need from me, please let me know. Point to the distance! Already? Oh, that's right. She's been sitting there all night. Doctor, are you trying to say that she's a threat? Or is your assessment something altogether different? Something altogether different, not a threat. Friend-shaped. I will invite her to my Rhodes Island someday. It's gotten late. Why don't you warm yourself by the fire? If anything, you should go rest and replenish your stamina, since you were the one who got hurt today. Wormy made a ton of food, and Alana already put it away in the truck. I can go grab it and heat some up for you if you like. She's quite the chef, you know. I feel bad for you if you missed out. How is she doing? She's fine now. Actually, you should go see her yourself. Thank you, all of you. But I felt her pain. I always thought I didn't fear pain, but now I can't stop trembling. The woman holding the weapon is not shaking at all. She simply stares into the night sky as if she dares not to avert her eyes or look anywhere else. I've seen infected burn themselves to ash. Sometimes, the only choice for those infected who can no longer be saved is to send them away. Something like that should never happen to Wormy. I feel so terrible. From the very beginning, I was the reason why the truck went off route. Yeah, Alana told me everything. Do you want to turn around and leave? No, but at least I should. Good enough for me. I mean, even the doctor's interested in that Fairy-Mutt you mentioned now. Yes, I want to meet the Fairy-Mutt, I want to befriend the Fairy-Mutt, and I want to invite the Fairy-Mutt to my Rhodes Island. The stars sure are beautiful, aren't they? You've been staring at them for a while now. I can't say. All I know is they're far, far away, and shimmering in the darkness. It's slightly better than staring at just the darkness. Are you afraid of the dark? No, it's always so dark in the mines that I've long since gotten used to it. The mines, huh? Well, I guess you probably don't care too much them, huh? I totally get you. I used to work underground as a security officer, and it was always stuffy as hell. I also know that sometimes people are too afraid to look at things around them because they don't want to be sad, so they look up into the sky. What about you? What do you see? And what are you looking for? Why did you decide to go truck jacking in the first place? Find out in the next episode. AKA Grinning Mineshaft. Flashback! The curtains in the shack are slightly shorter than the windows. Before the furnaces heat up, the machines start to turn and the city itself awakens. The first pinpricks of dawn prod at anyone still asleep. And yet, I've never fixed those curtains. In a daze, still foggy from sleep, those rays show me a momentary trick of the light, an immense shadow. Head still whirling, caught up in the point where my sleep-addled brain doesn't know where I even am. Who I even am. The light gets me up. I ought to tidy up my things and head out already. Laborers scurry all about, rushing to the mines before they even open. Also that they can get the good jobs before they're gone. Let's go, Sandbeast. Oh, so cute! Hey, not there. You forgot already? Then mind they already hired some safety specialists. We'll go try a look at the northwest side today. Look at it! Slowly stretches its back fin. Struth,
One that big, must be full grown, yeah? Yep. Don't often see a pit sinker sand beast grow this big. Your luck's not half bad.
Could be.
You'll need a little luck this time. If you can get down the shaft today, rules say I'd pay you double. You have to take the extra goodies out yourself, of course.
Alright, lead the way.
Whoa, hold it. That's it. No questions asked? You don't look like a hothead new hand. You're double pay and sign the dotted line. A catastrophe's torn up the land for a few hundred clicks out west the past few days. Big earthquakes. That's got the originium crystals in our mineshaft multiplying like mad, and absolutely messed down there. You got all that?
Yeah, got it.
You're not taking me seriously here. Awful foolish. Or are you trying to say that you're really some kind of specialist, seeing this sort of thing every day?
Specialist? Wouldn't go that far. I just spent a few years pit sinking. I'll play it safe. If I died, there'd be no one to take care of my sand beast.
Should have figured. A safety specialist wouldn't go about looking for work in the first place. Alright, I've said everything I need to say. Fingerless Ollie, quit drinking and get prepping. Safety rope's gotta be on her nice and tight before we drop her down.
I don't know what other people think when they say mineshaft. The pounding echoes, the moist stench, the boiling hot air, the bitterness of sweat on your tongue. Maybe that sort of thing. I'm a pit sinker every day before the miners get to work. I go down the shaft to scout the conditions, alone. This early, the shaft's nothing but darkness. The mine cage descends, the voices top slowly fade away, and everything around me gets eaten up by the dark, and that's when my senses get keen. I'm no fan of the pitch black, but the feeling of darkness is the one thing that's most familiar.
Pit sinker, what's it like down there?
Sandbeast's back fin is raised, but its veins haven't changed color. Standard response, should be safe for the time being. Is the map current?
We haven't had time to mark out the new shaft yet, but the major chambers haven't changed.
Alright.
What was that?
Infused originium slug, handled it.
But it's not a good sign. We almost never see exploding critters down there in the mine. Things might be even worse than we expected. I gotta remind you, when you're at that depth, you move forward a little bit further and there's no signal.
Yep. If something happens down here, I'll come back to report. It's getting darker. The seal on the sluice gate holding back the water is still in decent condition, and the channel's not blocked, still operating normally. What else do I need to check? Originium crystal growth, range and activity. The condition of the support struts, whether or not they're at risk of collapse. The condition of the drains, whether or not they might leak. Also the air quality, whether or not there's a chance of toxic gas leakage. Watch your steps, Sandbeast. The lights down this way are broken too. I can't really see anything with only my headlamp. Sandbeast, help me take a peek. The ventilation shaft's been pierced by an originium crystal. Floor is covered in fragments, the crystal surface is still thin. This one's only just emerged. But there is but total darkness. It looks like there's huge cavities in the back of the support struts. Were they burnt away, or perhaps bored clean? It's crawling with originium slugs. But there's but total darkness. There's water pooling above, not yet showing signs of seepage, but there's abnormal airflow in the water. Bubbles are coming up mighty strong. But there is but total darkness. Your back fin, it's covered in originium dust. The color of the blood vessels. Toxic gas leak. We've gotta go. I like how she's calmly doing this. Getting hauled back up to the surface from the bottom of the mine takes yoinks. I never did figure out exactly how long, just chinning up and looking out into the distance was enough for me. I think this one other pit sinkers would count the rocks they managed to haul up. Didn't matter how much ore you took out, mine owners didn't really care. Only those very small, privately run mines would seek out temporary pit sinkers, drilling ever deeper shafts, extracting ever more valuable originium ore, the bottoms of the mines ever more dangerous.
You're still with me, right, Sandbeast? No haul for me today. Although there might still be infected critters about, I put away my weapon to have a hand free. Despite this, operating the sluice gate one-handed is really tough, eats up a lot of time. I do my best to run out, feeling the Sandbeast's lower back fin prickling my arm. This was the first Sandbeast I bought. I remember 2 years back when I bought it, the shopkeep gave me a piece of colored paper and a folded photo. He told me that the way the lantern light looks passing through the capillaries and the Sandbeast back fin tell you the mine's air quality. It's been a pretty handy detection method. This time before I felt out of breath, I recognized a dazzling dark violet on the Sandbeast's body. He told me that with a fella this sensitive, the life lost wouldn't have to be mine. Captain, raise the cage if you would. We're heading back up now, Sandbeast. I got a pretty decent pay packet, and could use it to buy us that new fee they put out. We could also see the doctor. Gotta keep you healthy. Time was... The folks in the mine wouldn't tell me if things were dangerous or ask me if I really wanted to go out into the pit. They could wait until I was lifted back up to the surface, watch how I breathed, and look at the color of the blood in my nicks and scratches. As the cage rises, I can't hear Sandbeast breathing over the blowing of the wind and the rumbling of the machines. It isn't moving. All I can do is chin up and look into the distance. After a while, the darkness begins to crack open, just a tad. I can tell it isn't just some trick of the eye from spending too long in the dark. And it definitely isn't me hallucinating. It's daylight. You'll be alright. It feels like I've always been waiting for this moment. When we're up top, breathing in that fresh air, getting some sun, we'll be alright. Like that fantasy I've been holding on tight for. Look, it's the entrance. It comes to me that the after effects of the earthquake catastrophes are still ongoing. With all the dust and sand in the air, there's no daylight at the entrance. Checking on a Sandbeast is real simple. If the membranes of the back fin have increased blood flow, it shows that the poisons already had time to accumulate in the body. If Sandbeast keels over, then I'll just have to buy a new one. I've still got 2 sacks of feed in the house people can't eat it. Tomorrow morning, I'm thinking of checking out the mine in another direction. Tomorrow morning, it'll be alright once daybreak comes. Poor little Sandbeast. Where's your Sandbeast? Popped its socks? Well, that's not good. We don't want any pit sinker who doesn't come back come with her own Sandbeast. Those things are basically born to die. If you're not willing to part with the money to buy a new one, you'll quickly meet your end down in the pit. And you're infected too. Phew. Look, we can't afford that sort of hassle here. No answer? You deaf or something? Or you just have some fool bugger who got her Sandbeast killed? Alright, get going. Better not see you again. Medicine for Sandbeasts? I don't have any. And to be honest, I've never even heard of such a thing. Well, you don't always take meds for your average cold, right? There's even fewer people who would want to give them to a Sandbeast. Best to just buy a new one. These little fellows don't live long anyway. But I can guarantee that this lot were born real healthy. Won't die to the sickness before you get to the pit. If you're not going to buy, best get out of my store then. I'll say it once more, there's no medicine for Sandbeasts. That's just common sense. You're going to buy a Sandbeast to be a pit sinker without even knowing the basics? If the Sandbeast dies and you don't, that's a good day. That's called a good day. Sandbeast, I didn't... Daybreak. The dawnlight weaves between the bars of the empty beast cage before it stabs her, ending a long, long nightmare, and yet it's hardly an improvement. Never mind. Hear me out, empty cage. I didn't get it killed. I tried my best, but when you're down the pit, it runs into toxic gas. The whole point of the Sandbeast is to see how the air's doing. Deep in the pit, where it's always darkest. Why am I shaking? Aw, poor little Sandbeast. Aw. It's kind of like that thing that I heard how people use like certain birds, was it like certain songbirds, when going into mines to check for poison gas? It's like that kind of thing. Like, it's sad but understandable. Mate, do you know which one of these transport trucks is heading out first? You wanna go see it? Yeah, I still remember where I first saw it. Just need to head back thereabouts to find it again. I still remember. The ray of light. Other than the dark, what should I be feeling for? You'll remember. It actually rescued me. Let me keep living on. It exists, right? Yeah, it exists. The sand beast opens its eyes. Ooh, it's a magical satin beast. Wait, sand beast. Where are we going? To find the thing you want to find. You can bring me there? No, it's no good if it's just me. But I've only got... Whoa, let go. Hood. Hood? Dream! Oh! What is that?
Why is it holding onto the doctor's hood so tightly? It likes me. I think it likes me. It's holding onto me. It's trying to give me a hug. Atop the rock wall, among the sand dunes, streams of water flow out from the holes all about, converging into a pool in the center. Please let go. If you don't, it's going to tear. The rock walls and stone columns come together to form a rocky barrier, blocking the oncoming sandstorm and protecting those on the leeward side. Hey, Sand Beast. Bet you haven't eaten one of those before. It's a radish biscuit. The general goods storekeeper mentioned it before, and the animal almanac wrote about it too. So it's this kind of place. A sand beast digging itself out of a small hole, 2 sand beasts leaning against the branch, 3 sand beasts soaking in the pool. No, 4, 5, even more than that. Their back fins are all arced, their blood vessels showing a healthy glow. This here's a sour berry pie. We've got grass pot's crispy crust too. It looks like the sand beasts get along with me a lot better than the doctor. Amia, help me figure something out here.
Potlet, you sure are laughing a lot. Amia, help me.
I keep patting its head, but it still won't let go.
Why? Why are there so many sand beasts living here? I guess this is their territory.
There's even more sand beasts jumping out up here. Doctor, try not to get overwhelmed.
Here, let me have a try.
Oh, I knew Ray would figure it out. The way you chased after those sand beasts just now, I told everyone you're definitely a little critter lover.
Just now?
It looks like Ray didn't realize we've been following her all this way. We really just got off the truck for a break, waiting for the braking device to cool down, but then we saw you looking like you were in some kind of daze. When you got off, we were worried so.
Sorry. Keep calm, Doctor. Try not to move too much.
Wow. That was a huge sneeze. It let go. That was using a pointy leaf to poke around in the holes of the sand beast's back to tickle it.
Thanks, I can finally think straight again.
So the sand beast's breathing holes.
So that's the sand beast's breathing holes. Thanks, I can finally think straight again.
Alright, little fellas, you're all safe. Run along now.
The sand beast's reaction is pretty simple to explain. They use their back fins to support their breathing, and are very sensitive to changes in airflow and temperature. These sand beasts and the ones bred in captivity are just as small. Look like cubs around 3 to 4 months old. They should grow up to be pretty chunky and live for a decent amount of years.
What about the one with you, Ray?
Now that I can give you a proper look in the rays of light, your coat's a bit brighter than I thought. My mistake. Though I have to ask, why are you following me? Oi! I've been looking for you lot for half the day. Why'd you all run this way anyway? What are all these critters doing here? What are they? Sand beasts. I know they're sand beasts. These things, no, that's not important right now. Doctor, didn't you say you could actually read the data from the survey equipment atop the truck? The doohickeys pumping out fluctuating data. 99 times out of 100, whatever it says doesn't happen. I don't understand a thing about the pattern it spits out. Everyone, get back to the truck. We need to leave immediately. Eh? You saying it could be a catastrophe?
The doctor looked into it. The catastrophe messenger who was on the truck with us for a little while had a very limited survey range. We can't rely on the data to provide us an accurate picture of the situation. And since the doctor's judgment says to leave as soon as possible, and not to try to take cover here, that means that we still have time.
Alright, got it.
For Arknights animal designs, I think that they look pretty unique. Yeah, I'll consider that since they look more, I would say, realistic animal types versus like the ones that I usually see that are like more fantasy type. And also, I like how they give them some fun stuff like that one snowy area. I love snow. Oh, so cute.
Let's get a move on before the catastrophe works everything here. The farther the better.
Everything here.
Back to the truck.
Phew, from running all over to tell you the news, about the news and running back, I gotta say that I definitely broke the factory district record. Potlet, did you manage to get my time? You need to time your own runs, Lance. Wait for the others next time.
You were playing with the sand beast too long. Turn you into slowpokes. I can wait, sure, but the catastrophe won't. Come on, be a good girl. Start up already. Dr. Mia, are you two ready?
I'm all set. Eh? The doctor ran too hard, still isn't up for talking. Right, yes, I understand. The doctor says I'm all set too.
Alrighty, if everyone's buckled up, off we go. Toodaloo, catastrophe. I'm okay. Will we be alright going at this speed? Definitely not a problem. The only thing overtaking me now is myself at top speed. A little catastrophe cloud like that in your dreams, mate. That's good to hear.
Huh? Doctor, what are you trying to say? Huh? Hey, wait, Ray? That's right, where's Ray? I don't think she made it on.
Ray!
Eh? She's fine.
It's okay, Sandbeast. We can still make it. The catastrophe isn't here yet. It's just that the sandstorm's picking up now, but I can still make it through the wind. I can find somewhere safe for you fellas.
Aw, she really likes animals. That's cute.
Vigilantly digging into the soil. Right, I know Sandbeast can't talk. It's just a hallucination or something there. Come here. Black clouds about to hit. Won't be able to see much soon. Or I could become that somewhere safe for you lot. There's nothing else we can do. Even though the sandstorm's huge, all we can do is rush right through it. It's gotta be hard on that kid, Riella. Her first time coming along and we ran into this shitstorm. You lot, come and lend a hand, lift her up her legs. This little lady's whole body is burning hot, and her feet are covered in blisters too. She's far too young for this. Don't think she can walk the rest of the way. Let's go. We better decide which way to get out of here already. I'm familiar with a sense of weariness and despair. The wind and sand press down upon me. All I see is darkness, my feet full of lead. The adults carrying me on their backs, I could feel their flagging stride as it fought against the raging wind. No, this is a catastrophe. I remember. Alana said a catastrophe was coming. So this is originium dust, then not regular dust. It smells like the pit. The catastrophe will destroy the rock wall, pollute the pool. Those sandbeasts will have nowhere to go. I won't let them suffer that. Pulling them, carrying them, holding on to them, whistling again and again to call any other sandbeasts, following along behind them all. And then all I remember is being shaken about like a rag doll. How many sandbeasts did I manage to protect with my body? I heard a bizarre whistling sound go past my ear. It seems like there was someone whistling for me, guiding the little critters. Eh? Rah! 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 You... Wait a sec. I'm on your backs? Where are you all carrying me? You are the chosen one, Ray.
I'm familiar with the sense of weariness and despair. Whenever the shadows of the Fairmont appeared in my memories, it was always accompanied by a vast, empty wasteland. I was with the team fighting against the sandy squall, walking towards where the sun rose. Yellow sand filled the sky, smothering out all the color of the newborn sun. Yellow, white, muddled yellow, gray yellow, until it all became deep and dark as black. In the end, we managed to make it out to nightfall, covered in darkness for the second time that day. A thick mist creeped in, and those poor sods who were injured cried out in pain. We were lost. Blood and sweat soaked into my boots, and the blisters on my feet went numb. The adults carried me and kept going forward. The smell of dust in the air, and a mist so thick that you can't see your hands in front of your face. Vague shadows, and in the darkness, light. Where am I? A great gaping cavern, with bioluminescent organisms, emitting light as dim as an old miner's helmet. Myriad creatures wrestle about in the shadows behind Ray, making her reflexively raise her crossbow. Several small mounds on the ground scatter and bump into each other, revealing themselves to be sand beasts. Sand beasts? You fellas brought me over here? This isn't just your den, is it? Groups of sand beasts on the ground and atop the walls jump about, guiding her towards a path that leads deeper into the cavern. The stone pillars of the cave slant and cross over each other, protecting the glowing area in the center, like a stone nest built by a giant vile beast. The ground itself is folded and creased, the vestiges of the passing of some unknown creature cutting off at the entrance of a route leading even further down. The stone beams strewn about it are its shed scales. Those great piles of soil, its rotting dander. The sound of the howling gales outside is already cut off, leaving only a drawn-out whistling to echo throughout the natural sanctuary, establishing an order for the creatures who live in the dark. I remember that time when I saw that shadow in the mist. The wind brought along a murmur. That sound soothed me and let me forget the pain for a while. Move forwards, Rayella. Leave this darkness. You must. Eh? Why aren't you going ahead, little fellas? What's up ahead? Not wanting to deal with the darkness any more than she has to, she turns on her miner's lamp. It's a closed-off cavern. Can't get in here. I could chisel it open. I need to chisel it open. Secret entrance. Ouch. What? The whistling stops, replaced by a different sound. One whose pitch stretches from the highest highs to the lowest lows. Countless syllables intertwine with the bellows of the beast. Ray presses down hard upon her ears, but the echoes still reverberate within her mind. I thought I was just dreaming that there was something poking away at my eyeball. Oh, the eyeball. Oof. Good grief. This place is twice as lively as it should be. Should be. Strange. The sand beast is speaking again. Hundreds of sand beasts speaking at the same time. Sand beast east? How could I possibly be a sand beast east? I swear, first it's a group of little long ears clanging about with their little sticks, chiseling away at my brain case, and then they try to dig into my ears with little exploding iron pellets. And when they finally got tired and headed off, I managed to actually get some sleep. But I barely even closed my eyes before you came along and woke me up again. Apologies, little one. I got a bit too stirred up just now and shouted at you. I must have startled you into falling over onto your backside. But given that you were the one who woke me up with your racket and trod on top of my tongue, making me bellow about and make a fool of myself, I'd say we were even. Ugh. What's it smell? Why does it stink so much? What is this? Get these things away from my nose, right now! A hallucination? Hallucination, I assure you, I'm no hallucination. If I were, I wouldn't be feeling a little bit itchy right now. Fellas, why are you yanking those plants? Gah, those are my nose hairs, smelly little things. Don't pull the... achoo! The rock wall splits open. The darkness once went beginning to crack open. Ooh! Farinmut? Are you the one I've been looking for? The giant eye shines like a great gemstone. Ria's never felt her heart beat this strongly before. Something about inside her chest. That is a pretty eye. A hunter's daughter, a pit sinker who broke free of the dark, a traveler who chased the light. From then until now, every instance of her reaches out, a hand towards the giant eye.
What? Fairenmutt, you mean me? Well, I quite like the sound of that name. How much mightier name than Sandbeast? I'll have to remember that one. I don't remember who decided to give me a name last time, but after waking up from my nap, I find that I've completely forgotten it all. I swear it was just a moment or two ago. Ah, forget it. Sleep's more important. Gotta hurry. Say, little one, why'd you come looking for me?
You saved me.
Did I?
A sound that's been echoing from deep in my mind, an immense shadow, a light. It was a miracle. You saved my life along with many others. I remember your light. I've always thought it was something right out of a legend. That the thing that saved us was some giant, friendly beast who lived out in the wilderness. But I checked so many animal almanacs, and none of them ever mentioned a creature large enough to cast a shadow in my memory, or one that could talk to people. All I know is, you're definitely not a hallucination. I like this Fairenmutt. Seems very friendly. And has pretty eye. I just felt that I had to come and find you.
I'm sorry, little one, but I'll have to stop you there. As you can see, I have no way of moving my body, even with those little sand beasts who are jumping about in my nostrils. With the horrendously noxious scent, I had no means of removing them. I'm trapped in darkness, bound for decades, perhaps centuries. So how, I ask, could I have saved you and the people? Saved you and the other little ones, as according to you? But if not you, then who? Maybe there's another Fairenmutt out there in the wilderness? I regret to tell you, little one, there are no more of my kin about here. But little I know about these wildlands, that much I'm sure of. Take heart, little one. Don't be so down. If it truly vexes you, perhaps you will feel better if you closed your eyes and took a little nap? Ah, perhaps not, for closing your eyes means means being in the dark, and you have a look about you that says that you fear it. Alright, I admit that I'm not used to consoling people. Well, that's enough out of you. I'm feeling sleepy again. You best be on your way now, and make sure you take those smelly little things with you. Smelly little things. How bad do those sandy smell? Like, oof, that is just... sad of it there, that's stinky. Ah, you don't think he's a Fairenmutt? Maybe. In the blink of an eye, the sand beasts beside her are in uproar, coming together to create their bizarre sound once more. Ahead of Ray stands a muddled darkness, so dark that she is unable to tell which way the sand beasts are carrying her. All she feels is that she's getting further and further from the light. Suddenly, from the cavern that quickly fades into the distance, the Fairenmutt's voice rings out once more. Don't mind me, little one. I might not be able to move my body, but that doesn't mean I can't budge a bit. Since you took so much effort to come all this way, I have one more question for you. If I'm the Fairenmutt, if I'm the light you were seeking... The rolling sound of landslides washes over her, and the earth trembles as if shaken awake by the jab of a pit sinker's crossbow bolt. Considering how far you've had to come to get here, what exactly were you hoping I would help you with? Well, she mainly wanted to say thank you. Stepped on shadow. Stare. Doctor, I'm not afraid anymore. They asked me a lot of questions and I told them everything. Our long journey, the places we've been, and whether we had fun or not. But there were a few questions that I found no answers to. Is the doctor looking for something? Why do they all say behind our backs that the things that the doctor wants to see can't ever be seen again? Why did the doctor save me and travel with me? Hello? Good afternoon. All drivers, ears, both long and short, up. This is the guidance for our departure in 6 hours.
Watch the catastrophe forecast and drive safe. Don't chase wildlife. Let's get the trucks in and get home early. Well, you don't look so bad, old bones. You should be thankful your last trip is with me. Others probably wouldn't have what it takes to get you fixed. You have to sit out there in the boonies in tatters with that long hole, with that hole in the anti-armor blue... the anti-armor blue open, and wait for the engineering team to come to take you apart and haul any usable modules back to the factory for reassembly. And me, I wouldn't be able to hand in the truck. The whole thing would have been a bust. Everyone would be making fun of me for the rest of my life. I should have been made fun of for the rest of my life. If someone found that I was hiding underneath the truck when she was killed. Ugh, that kind of thing's not ever gonna happen again. Alright, just one more problem then. I don't have too many mates in Iron Carrot City. I need to find someone to teach me how to write the accident report. Oi, stop ringing the bell. This truck's not going anywhere. You've got the wrong... Coward? Oh, looks like I got the right one. Jerry! Jerry, my boy, what you doing here? The guy decorations are all gone. It doesn't look like war's broken out in here anymore. It was a bit strange, actually. Anyway, it's good seeing this thing in one piece. This has to mean that Ray and Warmy are both fine, right? I suppose so. Then let me ask one other thing. Did Ray find the thing that she said that she was looking for? Of course not. I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to bring up painful memories like that. Don't worry about it. It's not really painful for me at all. That said, the hijacker doesn't think it's all that painful for her either. Come to think of it, this really doesn't make any bloody sense. She disappeared halfway through the trip for no reason. Then she showed up where we pulled over to wait for a small catastrophe to pass. She's just like a dumb foul beast who finds herself disoriented after getting carried 1,000 miles away by a catastrophe wind. Then she didn't possibly forget that what she was looking for, right? I know there are folks who run around in circles as a kind of contest, and there was this lad who got so dizzy that he fell and knocked his brains out. Oof. We might have a worse case on our hands. She told me that she met a Fahrenheit. And she said that it's not the one she's looking for. Huh? Finally, she even said that the Fahrenheit has already told her that the thing she's looking for doesn't exist. I feel kinda sorry for her. Really now? I can tell they're finally seeing things clearly. After that, we did keep heading to the Grinning Valley. We went through all the trouble to make our way there. No way was I going to turn back on our hijacking. But yeah, that thing wasn't a Fahrenheit. How could it communicate then? Because I feel like you gotta be kind of like godly to be able to communicate with people if you're like... Especially if you're like different species. Then, how was it? So cool. Too bad it was pretty dangerous there. A coward like you won't be seeing in your lifetime. Really, I don't suggest you go. If it wasn't for my technique and quick reflexes, the ooze would be still stuck in that valley. On our journey back, we had to stop every 2 hours for the old bones to cool down. The union says it's about time it gets standardized. And well, they have a point. It's been 20 years. You've been driving for 20 years? I never would have guessed. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence in my skills. But I was going to say, I've known this old girl for 20 years. Right, coward. Where's my invitation to your wedding? You might have missed the wedding. What? You got married that fast, Jerry? Jerry! Freaking Jerry! Actually, I'm on my honeymoon. Jerry! Jerry. And, well, that's over now. As of 10 minutes ago. Iron Carrot City was going to be our final stop, but I saw your transport when we got to the gates. And all of a sudden, I started to think, I wanted the trip to last a little longer. Oh? Are you two driving that truck you parked not too far up ahead? Here I thought the driver got on the wrong level instead of the logistics channel for the delivery. Something's off though. We're driving a delivery truck, alright. Actually, we found our truck when we
left the gateway that day, we were thinking of turning back to our engagement ceremony. Then somehow, we drove to the registration center instead. Then we drove to the open plaza and had our ceremony and went on our honeymoon. Bugger me dead. Now I remember. But what is it? The girl that followed you everywhere. Now I remember where I saw her face. It's the logo on the truck. On this truck. This face. I know there was a hardware store that sold old safety valves. Oh right, she was trying to make herself disappear. Do you even know how I had to stop every now and then? I'm really sorry. Let me apologize sincerely on her behalf. I'm just kidding. I really can't blame you for this one. The truck should have been upgraded a long time ago. That being said, if we get this last part installed right now, I can get away with a dozen fewer sentences on the report. Quick, do you have any of the valves in stock in your transport? Wormy, is it ready yet?
It's still sparking. I'll learn how to use it in a bit. Give me a little more time. Once I learn how to use the staff, I'll come out of this room.
If you really can't figure out how to use it, you're free to ask that old caster there again.
But I learned so fast both when Lance taught me how to fix cars and when Daddy taught me how to cook.
Alright. I thought you'd follow Alana to get her truck returned.
I couldn't. Didn't you say you had to finish some other work by noon? To get on that big mining ship of yours?
Aw. I could have taken my bike, and I could have giving you two a ride to the next stop too.
Thanks, Savage. But I had to leave at some point.
Whoa.
Whoa, why did you lean on the door?
Well, simply put, as a security officer, you sometimes gotta block the door and scare people. I got used to doing it. Why is the breeze so warm?
I'm starting to get a handle on how to use the staff.
You really figured it out? That's incredible. But let's put an end to your little show here. If you keep heating up the air, I'm going to catch fire. Let's sit here and wait for Alana. When she's back, I'll take you to the Rhodes Island landship and see what they can do about your ripathy.
Alright. It feels so familiar, sitting on the seat, waiting for somebody. The benches in the waiting room are made of steel. They're so cold, and I couldn't get them warm no matter what. If only I knew how to use ice before, I could have warmed the benches without anyone knowing. And Daddy's bones wouldn't have hurt so much.
You get the chance, Wormy. You still have a lot of time to learn how to use your staff before you find your daddy. By then, you'll be able to control your power and how you want it.
Really? I wonder if Wormy will be able to find her dad someday.
There's been so many female characters going out to find their missing fathers. Like, holy cow.
And the two that we've seen before have been successful so far, so Wormy, I believe in you. Wormy, I believe in you. You'll find your father. But Ray didn't find the Fairmont in the end. And we didn't really make it to the Grinning Valley. But I've been waiting for Daddy for so long. After everything, I should. The trip was so long.
Phew, finally made it. I really gotta hand it to that coward. He's really got a knack for writing reports. My, that staff is so pretty. Really gotta hand it to me. How's it, Potlid? You all ready?
Lance, take a look at this, here.
Okay. This is way too hot all of a sudden. Savage, is it really okay for her to use art like that? Yeah, it's fine. Well, alright then. Heh. I've had my eyes on the staff for a long time. It just screams Billy Industrial aesthetic. I knew it'd be a great fit for our Potlid. How's that? Now bring on the praises.
You're so amazing, Lance. Potlid's actually a 5-star operator in the raised banner.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So amazing.
Just because I've been trying to save a little bit. So I'm just like, I can't stare at the current banners right now. Sobs. It's just, even if I got it for you a long time ago, we didn't have anyone around to teach you how to use it. Besides, I couldn't just put the transport truck down for our delivery address, right? Now then, let's go get you treated. When you see your old man again, we'll let him see a real healthy pot lid with incredible arts.
Lance,
Huh? Why are you? Alright, let it out. Just grab my clothes and cry, I don't mind. At the very least, you didn't end this journey empty-handed.
Cute.
Verify the pre-departure supplies order. Get the originium fuel item deleted. We have more than enough fuel reserves. Hell, we have so much, they could come spilling out the tank. What about these orders from individual operators? Who commissioned a messenger to send all these carrots again? I've had it with all the sweet smell in the kitchen. I can't take it anymore. This crate's a refined solvent the engineering ordered. This one's the materials for the experiment closure is putting together for a new line of business. Hello, Amiya. Hello, Doctor. This one. Huh, Amiya, Doctor? What are you two doing here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you interrupting the procurement department's work?
No, it's fine. It's just, if you're here for the view, I think you'll have a better time up on the deck. It's pretty noisy here at the logistics channel.
Oh, actually, we've kind of got used to the noisy environments lately. The noise here actually feels more comfortable. Doctor, let's head further inside. I wonder who ordered all the carrots. How did your checkup go, Mia? Don't worry, no changes in my vitals. After all, we kept our distance from the active originium clusters, and we have effective protective measures. But I'd be lying to say if I wasn't terrified to see active originium growing and fragmenting the earth in front of me. It's very rimbilitant to name that place the Grinning Valley. But when I hear the name now, I don't think I can smile anymore. But maybe when everyone gave it that name, Grinning Valley, it was just a natural valley that wasn't yet covered in active originium. Rei was so sure that she had been there when she was young, after all. But over those 10 years, the originium there rapidly proliferated and made the area unrecognizable. Not even Rei could identify it. Do you think it's a shame? Are you scared? Yeah, if we hadn't by chance approached the Grinning Valley from higher ground, and the visibility was any lower, perhaps the originium clusters would have caught up to us, or maybe we would have fumbled our way into it. Sometimes I think that perhaps they grow and proliferate in the bodies of the infected just like that. All the infected across the lands were actually caught by the originium a long time ago. Oh, Rei, Doctor. Do you think the Fernmut that Rei was looking for really exists? As far as I know, Fernmuts do exist. There's a reason she managed to escape that minor catastrophe. Yeah, as far as I know, Fernmuts do exist. That's good then. Although we didn't make it to our destination, Rei wasn't just suffering a nightmare. On that list, don't forget playing with sand beasts. I'm gonna count it as playing with, even though for some reason the Doctor kept on getting attacked by them. But no, that's the way of playing. They're fighting with the Doctor, trying to assert dominance, you know?
Doctor, here's your order.
My order? I don't remember placing an order through Rhodes Island lately. My order? What did I order? Oh, it's a surprise I ordered for you, Doctor.
So heavy.
It's a small vivarium. When I walked by the market that day, it suddenly occurred to me that you seemed very interested in Baily fauna all those years ago. When you brought me back to the landship and turned to look at the wilderness, you seemed very lonely. I was still small, but I could tell that it was loneliness. So I thought I wanted to miniaturize it and save everything there is in Rimbilliton as a snapshot for you. At the very least, back then, I thought you felt lonely because the landship was a bit empty. Perhaps leaving some living things around would make you happier. Of course, Rose Island has a botanical garden now, and our databases have a sizable collection of ecological files, but a small vivarium might not be all that useful to you anymore. But I still wanted you to fulfill the wish I had as a kid. Oh, thank you, Mia. I'll take good care of it. Thank you, Mia. The way I was then, is it more or less the way you are now? Huh? But pretty different. I'm not lonely at all. It's just, after we got back here, I suddenly started to feel sad. We have to get back to preparing for our journey to Victoria. Combat, healing, disaster prevention, and saving lives. Many elite operators have managed to settle, and Dr. Kelsey forbade me from using that title to refer to myself. There's something someone once told me. This path isn't one to reach the end by oneself, and it's not trodden for the outcome or an answer. I am here. It's not like you to be this pessimistic.
I am here for you.
Oh, please don't worry, Doctor. I'm fine. I'm not trying to act sentimental. But maybe it's precisely because this path doesn't have an end that we sometimes want to take somebody's hand or reach our hand out to somebody else. As such, life is finite, and life goes on. Come, Doctor. Let me help you get your vivarium to your office. I've had enough time to put my feelings into order. Right now, there's still a lot of things I need to figure out and learn. Also, we just had a new operator pass her assessment. I want to go congratulate her. Based on her question, for me, though, Rhodes Island doesn't actually need a pit sinker.
We don't need one, but it's good to have one, you know?
Sniffs. The critter stares at the vivarium. Is that Ray's sand beast? Can I pet it? Yep, the one she's been holding on to since that catastrophe. Hold on. The must beast in the vivarium. Isn't that what sand beasts like to eat?
Come back, Sandbeast. No eating the doctor's things. Hello, Mia. Doctor.
Hello, Ray. I heard your assessment went very well. Congratulations.
Thank you. I have a Rhodes Island ID badge now. And there's a number on it.
Yes, Ray. Are you worried about something?
No. When the miners went to the shafts, they'd all bring their ID badges. That way, if somebody didn't come back, it's easy to figure out who. But pit sinkers are temporary workers. We don't get ID numbers or badges. I like this badge very much. Thanks.
No need to thank us. It's what a corporation should do. Besides, if it pleases you, Rhodes Island can be your home from here on out. You see, Ray lifted her head and to stare at Mia all of a sudden. Just like the stare that Mia felt a few days ago when you two walked by her on the street. Right, Ray. Why do you suddenly want to come to Rhodes Island to be a pit sinker?
You helped Potlid. I thought I should have helped her too. I can't forget what happened that day, no matter what. And also, I want an answer. When the Fahrenheit woke up from its centuries-long sleep and asked me exactly what I wanted, all I asked was for him to send me and the Sand Beast to a safe place. At that moment, I felt no regrets about anything, as if being able to see it was more than enough. But I still want to know why I was so long for that light at that time. What exactly is it to me?
At the time? Ray, you mean? Ray, are you asking me why? You quickly realize that Ray is not looking at Mia, not at all. Flashback.
The Fahrenheit, my hallucination. Over 10 years ago, I saw it in the Grinning Valley. At the time, I was with a team of hunters. There was a sandstorm, it was dark, and we got lost. I was still pretty short, so I could only see the people around me and their hunting crossbows. After some time, I couldn't walk anymore, and I couldn't see anything clearly. In the end, all I remember seeing was a huge shadow, and a ray of pure, white light. It was narrow, but it penetrated the sands. I heard a gentle whisper that drowned the howling winds. All of a sudden, I wasn't afraid anymore. Maybe it was just a dream that I had. The only thing I remember after it was waking up in a tent I'd never seen before. But even if it was just a dream, I want to see the hallucination that has been with me all this time.
Mia? Mia? Doctor, Ray's gone. Sorry, just now, I saw it.
You saw what?
I saw a Rhodes Island that was freshly dug out and covered by canvas. Its large shadow moved slowly through an orogenium-covered wilderness in Rimbilliton. The Sarkis engineering team all had their faces covered to conceal their identities. Their vehicle was loaded with cannons, while architectural arts forged blades. The sandstorm was fierce, and the road ahead was dark. A long convoy followed Rhodes Island's tracks and marched onwards. This is going to be a long, long road. But to save everyone from their hardships and to prevent an even cooler future, this is our greatest hope. In the sands, the engineering team and the local team of hunters walked past each other. I saw her helping the trapped hunters, even though they were complete strangers. Hold on, Amiya. Whose eyes did you see all that through? Because I think it would be so nice if everyone could make it back to their own home. Aw, so Rhodes Island was the one that helped out before. Right, Amiya. The landship has its own name. What's more, there's someone here who knows the meaning that was bestowed upon this Rhodes Island when it was given this name. Have you asked the doctor? No, it's not because you're young that the doctor didn't explain it to you. Oh, that's adorable. So, Rei made it back where she wanted to, technically, in the end. She may not realize it, but she made it back. The doctor simply thought it should be us, and those who come after us, to define what kind of ship Rhodes Island is. It's fine if the old definition gets left behind in the past. At the very least, I think that line of thinking can at least partially be found in the doctor's silence, because that is how the doctor sees a doctor. Knowledge cannot define the doctor. The doctor thinks that the doctor knows nothing. Memories cannot define the doctor either. The doctor's memories could never again be found across these lands. Amiya, do you trust the doctor? Right, I do too. And one of the reasons I chose to trust the doctor is because the doctor reached a hand out to you back then. War, perseverance, civilization, hope. The extraordinary long stretch of time. The burning stars and the faded future. There are many, many thoughts so heavy, they're unrecognizable within the doctor's mind. But the doctor made a very simple wish. The very first coordinates that the doctor picked out of that vast loneliness. Amiya, that is your home. Perhaps one day, it'll be you who will decide what Rhodes Island means. Right, it's only natural if you're scared. This may be very hard, but I really do hope that you won't fear giving the wrong response. Don't be afraid. The idealistic path is unending. That's why it can't be walked all the way to the end by any one person. No matter when and no matter why, if you're scared, you just need to find the people you trust and take their hands. Huh? You're scared already? In that case, you can take my hand right now. Until that day. Doctor, can I do this? Do you trust me? I trust you, Mia. Overall, it was a nice event. Holy cow, though, that marriage, that honeymoon, it all happened in the span of who knows. How long was this event, technically? Like, how long are we traveling for? A couple of days? Like, bro, you move on so fast. Jerry, my boy. Jerry was unexpected. I hope we see him in the future. He's funny. He's entertaining. He was surprisingly entertaining. But yay for Warnie. She's adorable. I want to eat her cooking. I bet it's delicious. It'd be nice to bring Alana here too. She cool. Someday I might summon Ray as well. And Jerry, you're welcome here too. Jerry. Oh, Jerry. Head pat. Oh, I did not mean to press play. Oops, my bad. Sorry, Jerry. Overall, it was a surprisingly wholesome event. Minus, of course it started off dramatic with truck jacking, but in the end, it was all sweet. We all became buddies. Adorable. We all became friends. Jerry found love. Warmy was able to learn how to use her arts better. And it looks like the truck's gonna get an upgrade. So yay! Happy ending. I am satisfied. I still gotta farm some more. I gotta buy at the shop, so while I eat my dinner that's waiting on the stove, I'll be farming. Also, I wanna try more for Arcuate inside of FGO. I can't resist. Lady Avalon is calling me. But at the same time, Arc. And what I make of the unknown Fahrenheit, I think they seem pretty cool. Seem pretty chill. I want to see what they look like in full, but at the same time, if they want to rest, I understand. I hope it's able to rest peacefully, and that the sand beasts wanted into its nostrils too much because, oh, poor dude being like, ooh, you stink. But yeah, overall the event was fun. I liked it. It was cute for a short event. And it was hard resisting the banner, or his current banner, but I'm doing it. I am resisting. And I will resist to the end, sobs. Someday I'll summon them, someday. But with that being said, thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of the day in epic gotcha-lack. I want to eat what's on the stove waiting for me. I hope they didn't move it to the fridge because I don't want to microwave my food. Once I have to use the microwave, I lose most of my motivation and end up not eating most times. So I'm just hoping they left it out there for me because I don't mind room temperature food. Because I'm lazy. So see you guys later. Bye bye.